All right, everybody worldwide, you're now tuned into Motivation and Confidence, where we help you do your daily best. And I'm your host, Tom Danger. Back this week with a new episode number 29. One day I will reach 52. Right? It seems so far away, but we will reach 52. Couple of announcements. First of all, thank you for tuning in and listening. Thank you for sharing and following and, doing all that cool stuff. Give us some comments so we know what to talk about and what you like and what you don't like. Okay, definitely would appreciate that. And we are now on iHeartRadio. We're on Alexa. We're on iTunes. We're on Google Play. And we're on the wonderful platform of Spreaker, like speaker. With Spreaker.com. Very cool. And we also have the website motivationandconfidence.net. So I was thinking about a subject that brought me back to my childhood. So I got a little story for you. And this week's episode is about anger. And how do we control our anger and do we express it properly? And I think it goes back to my childhood. And I've always struggled for some time with the process of properly channeling my anger and managing my anger, right? Because I remember, growing up and being small and let's say, I don't know, like what would I do? I was a bad kid. I mean, bad in the sense of mischievous. I used to curse a lot, go in the refrigerator and take foods and eat that I wasn't supposed to eat. Just busy, take things apart that wasn't mine. And, I'm trying to think of one particular moment. No, not that situation. There was a situation one time where I was playing with matches because I had this fascination with fire. I don't know why. I just like to play with fire. And I was in the bathroom one day and I was striking matches, and I would strike a match and watch it fall down into the waste paper basket that was filled with, toilet tissue. But the match would go out just before it would hit the waste paper basket. So it looked sort of like, those airplanes in the sky when they make like the cloud behind it. So that's the way in my mind, that's the way the match was falling. And you see like the little trail of smoke coming down. Poof, just hit. Poof, be going out. And I thought it was so cool. So I'm in there playing with the matches. And, halfway through the book, I lit the match. Lights, falls, and instead of it going poof, it actually started to make a crackling sound. And that crackling sound was the one match that did not go out and lit the toilet tissue in the basket on fire. Now, I'm panicking. I'm only about 7 or 8 years old. And we had some Dixie cups in the kitchen. So the bathroom that I was in was a ways away from a kitchen. This was just a bathroom with a toilet, so it didn't have a sink or anything in it like that. So I'm running into the kitchen. I was a ways away with a Dixie cup, come back with water, and I'm trying to douse this fire that's starting to blaze up out. And the little cups of water wasn't working because the fire had already caught into the waste paper basket. And I was trying to do it quick enough to where my mom wouldn't find me, what I was doing. But she peeked down the hallway and she seen a cloud of smoke. And she's like, "What are you doing?" And of course, like an average kid, I'm like, "Nothing." She's like, "No, I'm going to tear your ass up because I know that you're back there doing something." She comes back there and she sees the smoke and the fire had begun to spread along the side of the wall. So she ran and got a bucket of water and she doused it out. And she took me into the living room and she made a pallet on the floor and she made me get butt naked, where she beat me until she broke a sweat, and I was screaming for my dear life. because it hurt with a leather belt until her sister said, "No, stop, you're going to kill him." And as I'm screaming, she's like, "Be quiet, I don't want to hear anything," right? But I was wrong, right? I don't think I should have got a whipping to that extent, but I understand her frustration. And here's where I think my problem with anger began, right? So now, if I'm upset about something, because I think when I was beat as a child and taught don't say anything, it's sort of like I had a muzzle on my face. So I couldn't really express myself as to why I was angry. So I would basically throw tantrums or break things. And this happened well until my adulthood, until at least, I want to say 10 years ago. Just being brutally honest, therapy and all that. I was a case. I needed help, but I would try to express myself in words and I couldn't get the words out, so I would break things, And I just think that if as a child, if I were taught to express my anger in words and why I was frustrated, it would have made a difference as an adult. And I question if, specifically with African Americans, because that's the household that I grew up in, if the whippings actually, messed us up in a sense that it didn't teach us how to express our anger, but just repress the words. Don't let the words out, because as I'm getting beaten, I want to tell you why I'm frustrated is sit down and shut up. I don't want to hear it. And this is what you go through. Now, since we've had kids, my wife and I have done our best to always, ask our children, why are you angry? Tell us in words why you're angry, because we don't want you to be like Dad was, pretty much, like walking around and breaking crap and causing harm on yourself and others. And that's all you wind up doing. You just wind up hurting other people in the process, right? So my question to you is, think back to your childhood, and was there something there that basically affected you as an adult in how you deal and manage with anger? Do we properly teach ourselves and our children how to deal with anger in a constructive manner? That's the question for today. And always like, subscribe, and share. We thank you for listening. This has been Motivation and Confidence, where we help you do your daily best.